Hi everyone. I want to take some time to walk you through your final artifact project. This is coming up in just a couple of short weeks, but I know a lot of you are going to be looking ahead and you want to know what's coming. So with that intent, I'm going to take you through the rubric right now. I'm going to show you the instructions and remind you of the list of topics. As I mentioned previously, your professional article review essay can help form the basis for this final project because you're going to need to select multiple issues. With this project, you're going to take 3 or more, and I highly recommend shooting for 4 or more issues in which you're going to demonstrate and explain through an artifact how they're interrelated. So let's start here, looking at the driving questions. The class is asking you, and has asked you since the very beginning, what are the most important issues in education today? How do those issues relate? Why are they important to you? And why should other people take notice of them? You know this is the theme that you've been writing on consistently throughout the class. So each student is going to create an artifact that demonstrates or illustrates your answer to those driving questions. It's something that needs to be more visual or auditory or poetic. This is different than just the traditional report. It's really a chance to put yourself into the project and make it what you want it to be. For some people, like myself, I am not what I would consider to be a very creatively minded person. It can be a little bit intimidating, but I encourage you to just read through the instructions and start thinking in large terms about how you can take a number of issues and show their relationship through some sort of a representation. Excuse me. I've had everything from pieces of art, very complex PowerPoint presentations, graphic organizers, original pieces of poetry, rap music, other music. There's been a lot of different ways that students have shown the relationships and the answers to the questions that I'm posing, these driving questions. So you're going to select multiple education issues and bring them together in a representation that you yourself are going to decide the format for. So it does give you a lot of leverage and freedom. So let's take a look a little bit more at the rubric. There's 2 parts to this project. Let me just back up just a bit. There is the artifact itself, and then there will be a reflection that you will create about the artifact. And what I want you to understand is that if you create an artifact that is primarily visual and doesn't have a lot of words with it, then you're probably going to have a little bit more in your reflection to explain your artifact. If your artifact has a lot of explanation to it, a lot of verbiage, you may not need to do quite as much with your written reflection to make it understood what your artifact is representing. Okay? So let's look at the 2 different rubrics. There's a rubric for the artifact and there's a rubric for the reflection. In the rubric for the artifact, there is a range of sophisticated, satisfactory to unsatisfactory. You can see that I'm looking for an artifact that's hopefully extremely visual, auditory or poetic in the selection of the represented issues. To have the maximum points possible for creativity, for issues, to get the maximum points possible of 5, your artifact should include more than 3 issues. Then you need to clearly illustrate the connection between these issues. It should be evident to us when we look at it that this is the correlation between these and how you've drawn the connections. And then finally, that you show an understanding of the issues. You have a very extensive and careful understanding of the issues. And this is why your professional article review can help you, because you will need obviously multiple references to make your paper well researched and supported. This is the written reflection. You need to explain your artifact. You have to thoughtfully explain the reasons why you selected those issues and describe in detail how they're portrayed. And then I want you to explain how you feel the issues are connected and why they're important to you and to others. I will be looking for all of those things in your writing. You need to have at least 4 references for this particular paper. You should edit it so there's no spelling or grammatical errors, and you need to be following APA to the highest extent possible. Again, that's where the blue guy is your friend. Please refer to this for any questions you might have when it comes to APA in-text citations, building your paper itself, form and style, and then your references. Okay? All right, I'm going to take us out of this now and go back to the main site. And I want you to see here where we have the list of potential issues for study. I know you're familiar with this because you used it for your professional article review essay. I'm going to just click on it one more time and remind you that these are the issues that you have to select from for your artifact. If you want to go off of this list and pick something else, you need to speak to me ahead of time before you start your project. Okay. Finally, I'm going to take you into the assessment instructions. And these are just kind of a repeat of what I've already told you, but it gives you some examples of different ways that people have done their artifact with poetry, PowerPoints, songs, graphic organizers, drawings, etc., etc. There's a lot of different viewpoints, but one thing I do want to emphasize to you, and I know you can't see all the instructions here, I'm just going to point out to you that one visual item that is not appropriate, I'm just going to try to move my screen over just a little bit. There we go. One visual item that is not appropriate for the purpose of this final assessment is a Wordle. While they're a lot of fun visually and they have a lot of words, they really do not encompass what we are looking for in this final project, which is to take multiple issues and show their interrelationship. So it's really not appropriate for this particular assignment. No matter what, you're going to use words and a visual representation somehow together to make this final artifact come to life. When you are finished with your artifact, the other thing you will do with it is that you will post it. And so now I'm going to take you out and show you way down here on week 7, and they're not open yet, but there's 2 places where you're going to submit your artifact and your reflection. You're going to submit it here because you're going to look at other colleagues' postings and you're going to comment on at least one other colleague's final artifact and reflection. And then you're going to post it here as well so that I can score your artifact and final reflection. So that is what is expected for you for your final week. All the dates are here for you. It tells you when you can start posting, when the form is going to be open and how long it's open for. And don't forget to post both the artifact and the reflection, and then go in and respond to at least one other peer before the end of the semester. If you do not post to another peer's artifact and reflection, you may lose points. Okay, that's the final project. It really is a lot of fun, and I am always excited to see what everybody comes up with. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll be happy to help you with anything I can. Have a great day.